Cool. Let's go. Let's go. So, welcome to Slots and Locks. I'm Mello with my co-host and
Tim?
best friend Tim.
Oh, how cute are we? My
Uh,
my heart.
I know it's the
That's a great,
holidays.
that's a great way to end the year. That's like
It's
a Christmas gift, right?
I know it's all it is. It's like a little Christmas gift under the tree for you. Anyway, today we're going to talk about tumbling reels or cascading slots. And we're going to start like very much like a Christmas carol. Once upon a time, a slot spin ended. And then someone said, "What if it didn't end?" And then regulators everywhere said, "Wait, does that count as one wager or five?" Thus, behold the tumbling reel.
Great analogy. Like the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, but just like two.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it probably just set the stage, and we're gonna show a game that kind of goes into this. To me, this is one of my favorite slot mechanics out there. You jumped ahead and started showing it before we were ready, but it's all right. We're gonna show kind of kind of into it. I think we should just talk about kind of the old traditional slot. You know, we talk about 3-year-old games like the traditional ones, but basically slot games and most slot games have traditional spin reels up until this point, where they would spin, you would get a result, and that was it. One spin, one outcome, and then the biggest thing and what players love so much is the bonus rounds. And it was the only way to extend a wager. So you got a bonus round, you might get to spin on a free spin 20 times, like we were showing with Cleopatra. That was like the old traditional way. Then the math designers or the
Problem
yeah,
designers.
that's problem in a way, but math designers wanted to solve you know uh, the problem of how do we get more excitement per spin, how do we make it a longer engagement without faster betting and a perceived better value to the player without maybe changing the RTP. I know we mentioned volatility last time, don't want to get into that, but think about the ride, think about riding a roller coaster. How do you make it exciting and feel like you're getting something more without fundamentally changing the math of the game itself? So we should probably talk about the origin of tumbling reels and cascading reels, and we'll get to explain what those are in a moment. But where did it all begin, Chris?
I'm going to go, and people can drop comments somewhere else if they know better. But I think it was a company called High Five Gaming based in New Jersey. I think created a game called Da Vinci Diamonds for land based slots. And I think that was probably in the late 2000s, 2008, maybe even earlier. And I think its functionality as a game design, I literally changed the landscape, especially in video slots. From there, the first online casino, which we debated about, was NetEnt's Gonzo's Quest, which they called cascading reels. There really wasn't a formulated concept at the time, but that was launched in Europe in 2010. And I remember back in those days, it was the top performing game.
It's still popular today, but it's
And
more of
it's
a classic.
and exactly, and just much like Cleopatra, it remains a very popular game, despite its now 15 years in the market and its
Yeah,
simplicity.
the simple thing kind of explain a little bit more. I think tumbling reels was trademarked by High Five, so they couldn't use that. And the mechanic's slightly different. The Da Vinci Diamond still spins the reels, and then it has reels that tumble, and we'll show it in a minute. But the winning, if you win on a line, the symbols disappear and new symbols fall in its place, and the same wager continues. So it feels like you get multiple different chances. And really, tumbling reels was not just a feature; it was a complete math rewrite disguised as animation. Really neat concept.
And Tim, from a player's perspective, what do you think the value is on the tumbling reel?
It feels like you're winning longer. It feels like you're extending the play. It feels like you're getting more for your dollar and increasing the time spent on the device itself. So gamblers really like that. Another cool feature, and Gonzo's has this, where as the reels fall or tumble, whoa,
Oh, that's
that's interesting. But that usually the multiplier increases as well. So the more lucky you get with as you clear rows, the multiplier will increase.
Gonzo's getting anxious. Can you
So
hear Gonzo?
yeah, I did hear it, Gonzo. He's ready to go. So
There
I
you
think what
go.
we should do is just kind of show the mechanic, and we can keep talking about it. I might want to turn the sound off, but maybe just do a few spins with the sound on, just to kind of get the experience.
Let's do a few. I don't know if I've ever actually heard the sound, but it sounds like you're in a forest, obviously. And here's Gonzo here on the left. So we're basically going on his quest. Here, I'll open it up. I'll open it up.
Conquistador.
A conquistadora. Unfortunately, this game does not have a gaff tool, so we can't immediately have a winning ticket here. But let's just spin it and see what happens. So it does have that 2008 kind of technology feel. But there you go. It's a very simple thing. Do we have let's do 10 rounds of free spins. We get it going a little bit more.
We should probably turn off the sound now, so
All
we can
right.
keep talking over it.
Yeah, sounds mundane.
I mean, the simplest thing for people that maybe don't play slots, the easiest. This will remind you of a mechanic with Candy Crush, which is a hugely popular mobile game that is still popular today, but people played, where it just eliminates kind of lines and drops things into place. Da Vinci Diamonds is slightly different because Da Vinci Diamonds, the initial spin will still spin the wheels, and we probably should explain what that is, which is cascade. It's basically one wager will trigger multiple other potential wins as well. The win change without a new bet, so you don't have to place a new bet here. You might as well keep spinning like auto spin. So, so you place one bet, you won that bet. The multiplier increases to 2x. You have another chance at the same bet itself.
Oh, so if you win multiple times, the multiplier goes up.
In this one, yes, and a lot of games they do, but it still keeps the math in place.
Yeah, so we've now
Art,
we went
right?
up to X3 there.
Exactly. And so it feels like there's, for a player, you're going to win more. But the RTP itself, again, the return to player still stays constant, but the volatility feels higher even when it's not. And so it's a lot of games that have a perception of feeling like you're winning more when the reality is it's not. It's just, the mechanic of how it feels in the ride itself.
No, I've lost literally $400. I'm down now. Look at that. Oh man, not gonna be
But
able to pay rent.
maybe an easy way to describe it is like a traditional slot might be like a lottery ticket. A cascading slot is more of a scratcher where the same ticket keeps revealing new prizes as you scratch away. It's probably the easiest way to explain it.
Was Gonzo also a unique feature in that he's not doing a whole lot, but he is mobile. He's breathing.
He does some animation actually every once in a while. If
Like if there's a
give it up.
win, there's like a major win, he does something right. Uh oh,
What's the-
it's weird. NetEnt limits your play. IGT, I literally haven't done anything and I'm still there. Go wide. Am I still spinning? Okay.
So Chris, why do you think the regulators even cared in this? They had a hard time wrapping their head around it, but why do you think the game cared?
I think one of the key things is they were trying to differentiate what an actual wager was. So is it just the oh he did look he's reading a map. I'm sorry, that was a real time thing. I don't
Looking for
know
buried treasure.
why was he. Do you know why he was reading a map? I don't know. Anyway, but there are responsible gaming implications, especially with engagement of a slot. We finally won a big chunk, by the way, because it does have the sense of, well, you're not actually potentially winning an entire amount. You are, the perception is that you are winning something. So we were betting 50 and here we won 37.50. So technically we lost 13.50. At the end of the day, it feels you have positive momentum.
Yeah, I think that the regulars had a really big issue just wrapping their head around what a wager is and trying to define that a little bit more because you keep getting all these wins is every single time that the real drops is that another wager, but you're not placing a bet. And so they really forced the regular to define what a wager was or is for that matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it creates a nuance as to what
yeah.
an actual transaction is.
But I always loved this game, and NetEnt back in the day had they still do, but they had some great games because they're very like episodic games where they integrate the bet controls within the game itself, the characters into it feels like almost like you're episodic, like where you're going through I don't know like an Xbox type of game itself.
Yeah, and this is like during the peak NetEnt period. This is like the beginning. They went
Yep.
from, I can't remember the original amount, but their revenues essentially went 5x like in within 7 years in the gaming space.
Had some amazing games. Um, that the other thing too is just to kind of talk about how these evolved. We talked about how Cleopatra had multiple games after that on a previous episode. Pays replacing pay lines, buy features later on the cascades, infinite reels and spinning grids.
So
Things
those all became like variants of Gonzo. I
they're
do
not
know
necessarily
Gonzo. I do know Gonzo's in Megaways, and it was like Megaways is a progressive title, which we'll talk about at some point. But and it
it's
was
not Gonzo's, but the mechanic of the tumbling, the cascading reels extends into today, but in just different forms. And so like NetEnt obviously does quite a bit of them. Pragmatic, Plango, Hacksaw, they all do variations of this, and they'll add cascading reels as part of the feature, and then maybe add another other features and things like that. So they're still around. They're still popular, and you can see why players actually really loved it, and why it was so revolutionary. These type of games.
and I think a key function here is this Gonzo anyway does not have a free spin bonus, correct? It's just
Uh,
it's the main game, and that's what it does, correct?
Good question. I can't remember. It's
I don't
been a
think it
while since
does.
I played it.
I
This
don't
is
think it
probably
does.
something we should know.
Probably, but the key here is that in 2011, IGT had partnered with High Five Games to bring content online, and they brought DaVinci Diamonds. Now, the cool thing about DaVinci Diamonds is we do have a gaff tool. Okay, as you can tell, DaVinci Diamonds was created in 2008. That should be painfully obvious from its artwork. I'm not sharing though. So,
No.
okay. Now we're sharing. I don't know. I keep it. Keep it. It keeps it more raw, right? Anyway, yeah, so here we have the DaVinci Diamonds from High Five, now an IGT game because IGT had purchased the IP from High Five. But as you can tell, the dated artwork, very 2008. Also,
They did tons of variants off this as well.
yes, exactly.
The difference you'll see between the last game and this game is this is tumbling reels. The Gonzo's made it tweaked it a little bit more where the first spin when you click on spin here, it will actually spin the reels versus Gonzo starts with dropping kind of tiles or reels into place or symbols into place from the top, which is why they're cascade reels because they kind of fall into place if you think about it.
It didn't like my bed increments.
Yeah. It's been a
Anyway,
couple times. It's the same kind of concept.
so let's do that. Let's do. We're gonna go 10, and you have to select these for some reason. But we're gonna do 10, and then we're gonna use the gaff tool to actually get the cool function. But very similar. It uses Italian Renaissance artists, Mona Lisa. Probably should know who these other art people are, but we do not.
Fun fact with IGT games is they used to actually insert artists into the game, into characters in the game.
Yeah, and they used to actually have people from the studio would actually.
Exactly. So the random people they would incorporate their faces into the game itself. So
But it's
very
a very simple construct. You got jewels. All the jewels have different hierarchies. And then you have the wild, which is basically just a replicating different symbol. And then the bonus thing here. So we are actually going to trigger a free spin bonus using the gaff tool. So we're going to do the free spin bonus. So then this thing actually does the tumbling reel feature and a free spin bonus. So it takes a little bit of what Cleopatra offers and a little bit of the tumbling reel features. We only offer 6 free spins because that's how math works. And this is a whole different reel set as well. So as you can tell, the art is a little bit richer. It almost feels like it's almost a different game. Then you have these symbols, which have these cool little graphical things happening. A lot of illumination, just ridiculous.
I think at the time it was if you ever go back and watch movies that are like 3D from like the 1980s or something like that, you're like, oh, interesting. The graphics, the CGI and stuff like that.
I still like it. It's a really fun game. for slots.
It is.
Anyway, yeah. And so I became a winner there. Now we're gonna do the graph too because that's just a free spin bonus. That's what I'm doing. I'm accident.
Gonzo Quest also has a free spin bonus as well.
Huh?
I believe that's it.
Oh, you look that up. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I'm gonna go with. What do you want? What do you want? You want 5 Mona Lisas or
I
three
have a logo.
wires?
The logos are the good one.
5 logos. Okay, let's do it. And this offers just me a really massive win. There you go.
They're all kind of similar like that. But most of this game is really just the free spin round. Most slot games have like the free spin round. Some do a little bit more.
What I like about Da Vinci is it has some fixed play lines, clean spins, instant outcomes. It's a very simple concept to understand. Much like Gonzo's even more simple, to be honest with you. And yeah. What do you like most about the tumbling reels cascading feature, Tim?
I mean, to me, it's the same type of thing. I mean, I love the fact that it feels like you're more screen time per spin. Yeah, there's like near misses. Like it feels like there's a momentum, and it feels quick. It doesn't feel like if you lose a lot, it doesn't feel slower even when your bankroll drops. So it's just a fun experience to watch it fall, and see more opportunities to win.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't actually have the music. Actually, is key. So we're.
Yeah, let's play it. Let's rock out to Da Vinci Diamonds.
It's easy for you to say.
Figure out how to turn the music on.
Audio on. Oh wow, it was a lot easier than I thought. All right. It's like little rats nibbling at cheese. We got to get a win here, so we need a tumble.
I just shout out to I'm gonna butcher
There it is.
to Peter Balsamis. He was the sound person at IGT for many years. He probably still is doing it, but he'd come up with creative ways to make those sounds that you just heard in games and things like that.
Yeah, Peter was an amazing soundsman. We should have him on the show.
I agree.
Do you know? Did you know Peter that well?
A little bit here and there. I've met him a few times, but he was
Yeah,
most remote.
yeah. He
Good
was
guy
really
though.
fun. He was really fun. So I don't. Do you have anything more to provide
Well,
here
it's
on
just
game?
it didn't the tumbling reels didn't make slots riskier. It actually felt fair to the player, and that feeling of fairness and stuff like that is an important theme for slot players. Fairness, value, and it really changed everything because a lot of the games today use that same feature. Um, but I will just say, next time you hit 5 cascades and still lose money, just remember the math never tumbled. Just only the symbols did. So you're still going to lose money no matter what you do, what you play. And it's inevitable with slot games.
Yeah, yeah, and it's key. Obviously, gamble responsibly. That's key. We always have to say that. But and regardless of what ends up happening, is like when you hit this button, all it does really just in the back of it, it just triggers a random number, and that is the outcome you're going to see. There's no really other manipulation other than that. It's manipulated, obviously, but that's the manipulation. There's nothing, I don't know, suspicious really happening on these particular slots.
So I think we'll end it there. Just say, subscribe to the page, like the page, drop us a comment. I'd love to see your input, like people you want on the show, content you want to see, areas you want to talk about, things we're missing altogether, and something maybe there's a feature or something that we didn't notice or something about the game that you want to share with us. So drop us a
That
comment.
that totally assumes we have the YouTube functioning.
Of course we will.
Anyway, yes. Love to hear from you when this is up and running. And that's all I have. You have anything
Happy
more, Tim?
holidays.
Happy holidays.